And they replied.
Exactly.
Now, I don't think you know that they replied.
What did they say?
They replied. And you're going to find this interesting.
So, yeah, David likes to do a few things behind the scenes.
I do.
Because...
So this is what they replied. Dear David, Zach will not be attending your show. However, this year has not been the easiest for us. And you have given myself and my colleagues a good laugh through this email. So we have decided to give you the next best thing.
What could be the next best thing?
Well, that's what I was thinking.
From
What
Zach
could be the next
Galifianakis?
best thing? And then you wouldn't believe they sent over an email and a contract and everything. Okay, without further ado, we are introducing to you the one, the only. You would not believe he'd be in our studio, but I'm telling you, he's here.
In the flesh.
Zach Galifianakis, kind of. Rolling. This is not a podcast. This is a wine review show extended.
Extended?
Now, I think we've got a few things to go over today. We got a few interesting things. I tell you, you're gonna want to stay to watch to the end of the episode because we have an absolute treat in store for everyone. I think we won't get too much into it right now.
We don't want to show our cards too early in the game.
But
we're sitting on a big hand.
But today is the AFL Grand Final. To be completely honest, I'm actually not very happy about the Grand Final this year. I really did not want it to be Geelong and Richmond. Two Melbourne teams. They're both very cookie cutter teams. But so the reason why I bring up the AFL Grand Final is because the AFL Grand Final for so long has been, get some beers down, smash some beers.
It's synonymous with drinking.
It is. It's synonymous with drinking, and it's also...
but drinking beers especially.
If
you're not drinking beers on Grand Final day, then...
But I think it's like this... it's this idea, this like kind of hyper masculine idea that you have to be drinking beers.
Oh, and that is the culture that comes with the AFL. Yeah. This borderline toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is synonymous with beers, with barbecues, with the boys, which is, I'm all about the boys. The boys, I'm for the boys. Yeah. I'm for the gang. Yeah. I'm for everyone. I'm for the girls as well. Now, that idea of having to rock up to Grand Final day and crack a 6-pack of a beer that's going to leave you bloated, going to leave you with that gut, I think it's more for the boys to be like, maybe try a red. Maybe broaden the horizons a little bit, and you might not be only kicking it with boys. Because I think the main thing about the toxic masculinity, so a bit of a mouthful for this time of the morning.
Toxic masculinity.
The main correlation with the people that are always preaching that toxic masculinity is those are the guys that can't get the chicks.
Yeah, they're the ones who are stuck with the boys.
Yeah, they're stuck with.
But that's the thing. I just imagine like if you don't like beer, and you're in one of those environments, like think about the way I think. I had a dream about it last night, and it was like imagine you roll into the pub. You've got Dazza, Kazza, Stazza and Bazza, and Jono from a block
not
down
taking
the road.
away anything from you, Bazza.
Yeah.
But
and we've got Jono from down the block, and everyone's ordering their pints of beer, and then Jono says, "I'll actually take a Cool Climate Pinot Noir."
Yeah, I'll have a glass of the House Red.
It was because I basically never really enjoyed beer, so I would just grimace, and I would drink beer that I didn't enjoy for years, and then one day I was just like, fuck it,
no more.
I'm going to start drinking red motherfucking wine.
I think there was a UDL in between that.
Yeah, there must have been a UDL
Yeah, there
stage.
was a couple of UDLs.
There might have been a few goon bags in the stage there as well. Yeah.
But I completely agree with you. There was and that comes with this whole culture of the toxic masculinity where you're just part of this pack mentality.
Yeah.
You might find that 8 out of the 10 people in the group aren't enjoying the beers, but because everyone thinks that's the right thing to do, they're all sitting around going...
I can just imagine everyone actually hates the beers.
Yeah, everyone... And I would love to put a few people on a lie detector.
Yeah.
And say, well, how much did you enjoy the 8th VB of the night?
The lukewarm 8th VB.
Yeah.
That you took out of your friend's backpack.
But I think once you break through that initial surface of the beer drinking mentality, you'll find that it's a circus act.
Yeah, no, it's a bigger circus. I think it's like well, I haven't come out of the closet, but I'd imagine it'd be like coming out of the closet. It's like, I don't like beer and I don't care.
Exactly.
Fuck off.
Exactly.
Leave me alone. I'll drink my vodka sodas.
Yeah, I'm drinking my skinny bitches proud. Maybe the first time that when you break the news to the boys initially, there might be some people that have shots to fire. Take the shots. Take it in stride.
You seen the Canadian Club ad? That's what it's like.
It is. The Canadian Club.
I only drink beer because my dad drinks beer.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it's. We got one thing we do have to go over. So what we're going to start doing, I think we're going to do it every single week. We're going to pick one of our Instagram followers, and we're going to do a spin to win. Now we've got the spin to win board.
We've got to spin the wheel.
We've got to spin the wheel. Okay. Now we're gonna pick who's gonna have the chance to spin the wheel now.
You got a 1 in 500 chance of winning like a free cup of coffee. Yeah, we've got
a pretty good. The spin wheel's got some pretty good prizes on it. You'll be interested. Don't worry.
And I might even chuck in one of my own prizes.
I think we have to chuck. We should chuck in our own prize now and spice it up a little bit. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna pick the winner now. Then at the end of the show, we're gonna do a spin to win.
What we're gonna do is now we're gonna scroll through the fresh off the vine followers, and we're gonna pick one at random.
Should I just do a random flick?
Yeah, flick that way.
Up or down?
Up.
All right.
No, the other way. Give it another one. Give it another one. Give it another one. Okay, stop. Now pick. Okay. Oh, okay. So, Mom Tartan, or should I say Tom Martin, you've won.
Tom
Martin.
Mom Tartan.
You've won. So I actually think you're gonna really appreciate this prize. You've been on the bandwagon well and truly from the start. So we love you, we appreciate you, and today you're getting rewarded for
a spin of the wheel.
A spin of the wheel.
So Mom Tartan, you've got to watch to the end of the episode. Okay, I think we should get into it.
So this is not a podcast; it's a wine review show extended. So without further ado,
let's get straight into it.
Let's drink some wine.
I'm coming in with a Barossa Valley Shiraz. Now that's what we've got today. It's called the Vintners.
2017 Barossa Valley Shiraz, and this is not your run-of-the-mill. Cheers.
Now, you know the rules. As always, we're going to spit, swish, swallow. Then we're going to give it a grape score. We're always looking for the full bunch. We are always avoiding the cactus.
The cacti.
All right, let's get straight in.
On the aromatic palate. You alright? What happened?
I just snorted some of the wine up my nose.
So Yod's really got his head in the grand final day mood, and he's gone straight from having he actually subconsciously snorted the wine. So I don't know where his head's at, but I think that's a reflection of his Friday night. Now,
oh, Jesus!
You see, as you can tell, Yod's been putting his body under the pump for the recent reviews. He had the sculling of White Claw this week, and he's actually tried to sniff a deep, full-bodied Shiraz today. So if that's not taken one for the
I know,
team,
that's the commitment. I mean, sometimes you just don't get enough from the initial nose, and you just stick your nose right in there. Christ, burnt my nose. Jeez. The thing about this wine is that we've only just opened this one. I've had it before though.
David's a big
I like the
advocate for the Vintners.
And I know this isn't quite a nice wine. It's a little bit acidic right now. You can tell it's been opened recently. If you give that, it's a screw top, you give that a day or so, that's going to be so nice. It's a really beautiful,
That's a really fruity wine. Shiraz.
It mellows out a lot.
Yeah, so I would say that's almost like getting back to the Italian roots of the Shiraz, the Syrah sort of style, which I know they're the same thing, but in Italy it's typically a bit more fruity, a bit more minerally.
Yeah.
And I'm really feeling that flavour while it's maintaining the depth.
Yeah.
You still are just getting those beautiful, just plum cherry tones just carrying through, silky smooth finish.
Now, this is actually
a little bit of vanilla. That's beautiful.
It's really one of my favourite wines, and if you give this just a few hours to sit, it mellows out. It's an absolute treat. It really is. That's the kind of wine you can drink on grand final day. That's right. Now, just before you mentioned how good depth.
Depth. Okay.
What are you talking about?
So
Because I don't want you to be running your mouth.
yeah, I know, and I have been
talking
running
to-
my mouth.
Tell me what depth is.
This is another explanation on the articulation of wine lingo.
No, that was a big sentence.
It's a good sentence. We could actually get that up. What did I say? Definition
of
of the articulation of wine lingo. Boom.
Go on.
How's that? So when I say depth, I mean the length of the flavour. So when you taste that initially, quite full, and then as it sits in the mouth, the flavour's not going anywhere. It's actually deepening and broadening, and then you're getting those different notes, that sort of undertone of the dry spice, the undertone of the fruit, the oak, the vanilla.
Yeah.
And that's when you really have a wine that showcases a depth, because you're able to see it step through step. So as I said, like, you get that fruit initially, that deep flavour, carrying out all the way to a nice touch of vanilla to finish it off. So the depth would be, if a wine had no depth, you'd just sip it and that'd be it.
Yeah. That was a bit like the one we had 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Where you kind of you had the fruitiness on the front, but then there was nothing really.
There was nothing to go with that. This is a complete sip.
Yeah. This is a beautiful
Is
wine.
that an alright definition?
That's a pretty good definition.
I think
I'll take that.
depth is a very generic wine term, and anyone that's drinking wine is expecting a wine with depth. I mean, you don't want to be drinking something that's well, you just drink cordial with a bit of vodka if you didn't want any depth.
Yeah.
Mind you, that actually would have a bit of flavour. So, rating of the wine, very quickly.
Okay, so let's go.
You want to go first?
Yeah. That's really beautiful wine for me. Now, as we know, we're giving it a grape score. It's going to be high for me. And my ratings are tough these days. I don't give away high scores very often. 8.2.
8.2.
8.2. Beautiful wine.
8.2. That is a really good score, especially by your standards. I didn't realise it was so cheap, which means it's boosted my rating, because that's a nice wine.
Yeah, it is. Dope.
So I'm happy to go 7.9.
7.9.
7.9.
Big score for you.
7.9 for the 2017 Vintners.
The Vintners.
The Vintners Barossa Valley Shiraz.
That is something, and I don't often recommend wines to an audience because everyone has different tastes. This one I recommend. It is a stunning Shiraz.
It's an easy drinker.
It's an easy drinker. Really beautiful stuff. So, Tom Martin. So, here at Fresh Off the Vine, as you know, we are always aspiring to do the absolute best that we can. We're always looking for guests to come on the show, and we're looking for ways to improve our show. And so, when we are looking for guests to come on the show, I feel like me and DeBerg, I think we have a bit of an ego. So we want the best.
Oh, not a bit of an ego. Got a big ego.
We've got a big ego. So
Big
we want the best guests to come on possible.
You see, we've got B-list, C-list people trying to get on the show daily. And we're turning them down.
We want A-listers. Okay.
We want a headline.
We feel like our show's A-listers. We want people who can roll with the big dogs and who are big names. Now,
if it's too hot in the kitchen, get out. And this is a hot kitchen, so we would only be getting the Gordon Ramsay, so to speak, to come in.
When we were thinking of a guest to put on the show, we thought they have to be funny.
They have to be funny. It's essential.
They have to be able to roll with the punches.
They have to be able to take a hit and just keep going.
Now, they have to be in Hollywood feature films.
They can't just be in Hollywood feature films. They have to make the film.
They make the film. Now, they also have to be in one of the funniest movies that I've ever seen. Okay, that was a no-brainer. And I only have a 2 or 3. Now, who's the only person that comes to mind when you think of all those names?
Well, a few people were ruled out very quickly. Even big names.
Out.
There's maybe
DiCaprio out. Not funny enough.
Not funny enough.
Not funny enough.
Big enough name, not funny enough. So we're looking for someone at that standard, but funny. Alan from The Hangover.
Alan from The Hangover. Zach Galifianakis.
Boom.
He's the only person that we could have thought would make this show even better than what it already was.
And he's a heavy hitter, and he's a hot commodity.
He's a heavy, heavy hitter.
But he's a wine drinker.
He's a wine drinker.
So that's why maybe that's our in.
So what we said, and I'll read out the email. So we actually, we reached out to Zach's management throughout the week. And it was a long shot. Don't get me wrong. It was a long shot. But that we go in with the tenacity.
And that's our ego to think, Zach Galifianakis is going to reply.
Exactly. So...
Because we're doing him a favour, essentially.
Absolutely. So this is what I emailed Zach's management. We said, to whom it may concern, Zach Galifianakis has been a major inspiration for us here at Fresh Off the Vine. We are a wine extended show. We are not a podcast. We know that Zach loves wine. We would love him to come on the show if he is available. Now, that was a pretty open-ended email. Could have gone either way.
It was ambiguous, to say the least.
It was ambiguous.
It couldn't have been more open-ended. I'm actually surprised how unspecific that was.
I know, but I had to be ambiguous because if I...
Bit of mystery.
All right? And I know Zach likes a bit of mystery.
Yeah, exactly.
And they replied.
Exactly.
Now, I don't think you know that they replied.
What did they say?
They replied. You're going to find this interesting.
So, yeah, David likes to do a few things behind the scenes.
I do.
Because...
So this is what they replied. Dear David, Zach will not be attending your show. However... This year has not been the easiest for us. And you have given myself and my colleagues a good laugh through this email. So we have decided to give you the next best thing.
What could be the next best thing?
Well, that's what I was thinking.
From
What
Zach
could be the next best thing? And then you wouldn't believe they sent over an email and a contract and everything. Okay, and without further ado, we are introducing to you the one, the only. You would not believe he'd be in our studio, but I'm telling you, he's here.
In the flesh.
Zach Galifianakis, kind of.
Kind of.
Fine. It's not a purse, it's a satchel. Tom.
Free lunch. You got an Uber Eats feed on the FOTV crew.
Congratulations, Tom. You are the first winner of our Spin to Win challenge. You'll be getting the free lunch from us here at FOTV.
Thank you for the support. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. And there's plenty more things to come. But most of all, thank you to Zach Galifianakis. Kind of.
And if you want a prize, just follow Fresh Off the Vine Instagram. That'll be just here.
Give us a like, give us a share.